you're really building a perfect opportunity, because even though we don't work with the utilities directly, we are creating a new revenue stream for them. I like to joke and say, like, like no one's running their dryer all night long, but you are going to plug in and use that EV charger. So we're offloading that inventory for that utility overnight and helping them balance that way.
So love what you're doing. I wanna dig in just for a second into a couple of what I believe might be objection areas that you have to handle, and I'm kind of curious how you handle them. One of them is kind of macro, right? I think almost all of us operating in and around tech believe that energy is a massive constraint and is going to be a bottleneck and a constraint, energy supply and availability in the United States for a long time. And we might talk about it in AI. We may talk about it in electrification. Who knows? Does this come up? Does this come up as a headwind where cities are worried about, managing the rate of electrification, the sustainability of their grids?
Yeah, I mean, that's also the beauty of working what we call behind the meter, right? So we're not bringing in new electrical demand. We're just using the capacity that's already been allocated. As anyone who invests or works in terms of energy storage, battery, storage is not, it's not infinite, and it's not, um, it has a litmus in terms of the length that you can store that energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so for us to be able to offset that inventory, especially because EV charging is best anywhere where basically, like, in any of our key cities that we're working in, overnight when that demand is lowest and the rates are lowest and use is lowest, um, you're really building a perfect opportunity, because even though we don't work with the utilities directly, we are creating a new revenue stream for them. I like to joke and say, like, like no one's running their dryer all night long, but you are going to plug in and use that EV charger. So we're offloading that inventory for that utility overnight and helping them balance that way.
Well, I do think that's actually a really interesting. I think that's actually a really interesting point that I hadn't really thought of, but it's fascinating, right? And for anyone familiar with electrical production, right? Like, it's not highly variable with most production systems. It's kind of constant, right? So you get times of low demand, you have this excess production. What just clicked for me that maybe you've realized, but just I am dense. There's another difference with this curbside and overnight charging is that of course, that probably happens more overnight. Whereas if you have to go to a destination charger, you're by definition doing that at peak times when humans are active. So it actually shifts this load demand from electrical cars into the evening when there's more supply.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, think about it this way. So a 4-stall DC fast charging station, 4 stalls, uses as much energy in a month as a 300-unit apartment building.
Yeah.
So when cities are planning these stations, like, this is a 12 to 18 month planning process. And if everyone wants to juice up on a Saturday afternoon in July, we're going to have some problems.